So this is going to be a video on how to macro Magery in Shards of Britannia. It is definitely one of the easier skills to macro, however it does cost a bit of money. You're looking at, to GM it, it's probably going to cost you about 200k in game. So if you're new, this is not an easy task to complete, and it might be better to actively do this one in a dungeon because you're going to get that massive active bonus if you're doing it in a dungeon. However, if you do not want to do that, I'll show you how to macro this. So there's essentially two ways to do this. There's going to be one where you macro it without healing, and there's going to be one that macro it with healing. The without healing one is a little bit more expensive, and it also does not gain resist. The one with healing is cheaper, it gains resist, but you do need to have the skill healing as well. So we'll start off with the one to not use healing. What you want to do is type /macro down here, and it's going to bring up this create macro sequence for us. What you want to do is then you're going to go to your spell book. You're going to open up whatever spell book you have, and the first skill you're going to want to look at is telekinesis. Telekinesis is going to take you from 40, and if you hadn't already done that, just go up to one of the wizards or mages in this game and train your Magery up to 40, and have your meditation as well, because it'll make it a lot quicker with meditation. So you're going to drag telekinesis over, put it into the macro here. You're going to put some sort of delay, say 750 seconds, whatever, or 750 milliseconds, whatever you want. And then you're going to drag one of the target selves onto it. And then you're going to drag the loop, and then give it a name, like that, and hit save. What it's going to do is bring us the saved macros, which you can then drag onto one of your hotbars, close that, and then you can begin doing telekinesis on yourself. And this will take you all the way up to 59. You can stop a little bit earlier, so maybe 58, around there. You're going to want to move to invisibility. And it's going to be the exact same thing. You're just going to go back to macro. You can load this back up, remove the telekinesis, and put the invisibility in its spot. Save it again, put it back on your hotbar, and you're going to do invisibility. And this will take you all the way to 90. Once you're at 90, you're going to want to move to polymorph. And now polymorph is a little bit different of a skill because you don't actually want to complete the sequence in this one. So once you get to 90, you're moving to polymorph. You can do the same thing. You can drag it onto your bar like this, but this time remove the target self and just do a loop like this. Essentially what's going to happen is a window is going to appear on your screen, and you'll see it here in a second. It's the creature selection. You just want to ignore that. You don't want to turn yourself into a creature because A, you can't cast, and B, you'll be gray or red, and which players can attack you. So just ignore it, just leave it up, and it's going to run the macro whenever you get the time, and that'll take you all the way to 100. So the second way to do it is going to be if you have healing, the healing skill. The macro is a little more complicated, but in the end it'll be a lot cheaper because these don't use as many regs, and also you'll gain resisting spells. So you can go back to your Magery one, you can remove the polymorph, and the first spell you're going to want to use is Fireball. It's again a circle 3 spell here, so we'll take that, bring that onto the hotbar, move this loop down here. We want to do a target self as well, so we're going to attack ourselves. But the difference being now is that you want to go to the skill healing in your book, or in your skill book, and drag the bandage self macro onto it. Give it a delay of some kind as well, and then save it. So this is what's going to be: Fireball, sleep, target self, bandage self, sleep, loop. Save that, and drag that onto your hotbar again. And now you're going to do a Fireball. You're going to hit yourself with a Fireball, and then you're going to heal yourself. And that way, you won't kill yourself because you'll be getting that healing. If you're quite low on the skill healing while you're doing this, you might want to increase the delay or maybe heal yourself twice between casts. Otherwise, you're just going to kill yourself before you actually get healed. But if you're GM healing or close to it, then it's probably just fine to do one. So for the other skills, that'll take you to 59. Fireball will take you to 59. The next skill you want to do is Energy Bolt. That's only a 2 skill one. And that'll take you to 90. And then the last one is Flame Strike. And that's once you hit 90, you can do Flame Strike, and that'll take you all the way to 100. And that is it. This is a lot cheaper than doing the non-healing one, but again, it's going to be quite expensive for a new player, so you might want to consider just playing in the dungeon with Magery.